Welcome to Singular Research, Las Vegas Invitational Conference 2026. In a city built on bold dreams, discover your next great opportunity. The Las Vegas Invitational featured presentations from innovative public companies across technology, healthcare, energy, mining, and infrastructure sectors. This brought together a distinguished lineup of executives, industry leaders, and innovators to share their vision, strategies, and opportunities with institutional investors. Throughout the conference, leading executives and emerging growth companies took the stage to present their stories, discuss market opportunities, and connect with the investment community. We welcome Jan Goetgeluk, founder and chief executive officer of Virtuix Holdings. A pioneer in virtual reality innovation, Jan has led Virtuix in developing immersive VR experiences that are transforming entertainment and active gaming around the world.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I have Jan Goetgeluk. Did I pronounce that correct?
Almost. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you. CEO of Virtuix Holdings. Virtuix develops and manufactures virtual reality gaming systems, digital twins, and other applications for immersive gaming, fitness, and enterprise applications. And with that, I'll turn it over to Jan to do the presentation.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. Yeah, we're not just in gaming. Defense is a big market for us. We're really at the intersection of AI and defense training and simulation. And XR, spatial computing. And our core technology is called the Omni. The Omni is an omnidirectional treadmill that lets users walk and run around in 360 degrees inside virtual reality worlds. Could be AI-generated games. It could be simulations for defense training, which is not a big market of ours. So I'm going to try to show a video here. Let's see if technology cooperates, but let me share my video player. 1 second here. And I'm going to share the audio. I'm going to give you a quick video of Omni One, which is our latest treadmill for the home for consumers. Full freedom of movement, crouching, kneeling, jumping, all in 360 degrees inside virtual worlds. So here we go.
Swagger that get us so low key, I'll make it look easy. No hesitation, I'm in the mood. My motivation, I got nothing to prove.
So that's Omni One.
Thanks to new AI-powered techniques like Gaussian splatting.
Second. I'm going to go back to the presentation here, but that's Omni One. It lets you walk and run around inside virtual worlds without boundaries. So you're not just standing still or pushing buttons or pushing a keyboard. You're physically moving around inside virtual worlds, which is just a capability that didn't exist before. Just a few highlights here. We're trading on NASDAQ VTIX since January. We've been reporting strong growth, 41% year-over-year growth. That's primarily from our consumer segment, where we're ready to scale. That's the bottom line. We're well capitalized, ready to take the company to the next level. Our production is set up. We can produce currently up to 3,000 units per month. That's about $100 million in annual revenues. And as I mentioned, a couple of key markets. One is the consumer market with our gaming system with Omni One, where we also now have our Meta collaboration. I'll talk more about that in a second. Big catalyst is our major Meta partnership. And then defense. Defense is a big market for us, using our system for training and simulation in the defense market, where we are currently already working with all 4 branches of the US military, with recent awards and contracts, which I'll talk about as well. And then some enterprise business as well. AI is key to what we do. We use AI to create the virtual worlds. We can now very quickly turn 360-degree camera footage of the real world into a photorealistic virtual replica, a virtual world that looks exactly like the real world, but it's virtual. And then with our technology, the Omni, you can then walk around inside that world without boundaries, which is just incredible. And everything we do is protected by a strong patent portfolio, 25 patents, 5 more pending. So we're the leader in what we do and well protected. Quick backstory here on the company. We started with the original Omni Pro. Then we have Omni Arena, which is our esports attraction for out-of-home entertainment venues. That's been a big market for us. And a lot of our players there, we build up over 500,000 players in out-of-home entertainment venues, places like Dave & Buster's. And those players kept asking us, where can I buy this product for my home? Where can I get this? And that's what prompted us to develop Omni One, which is our latest treadmill, our most advanced treadmill yet, full freedom of movement, crouching, kneeling, and jumping. And we use that for the home as well as for other markets like defense, as I mentioned. This is our factory. As I mentioned, we're ready to scale, ready to go and accelerate our growth. And we can do 3,000 units a month. That's already $100 million in annual revenues that we can produce. That's really our next goal, our next big milestone. So 3 big markets we'll focus on: consumer, enterprise, and defense. On the consumer side, the big catalyst there is our Meta collaboration. We joined the Made for Meta program, and for the first time, our technology will become compatible with all the Meta Quest headsets out there. Meta has sold over 20 million headsets. By recent estimates, they have over 6 million active users who now for the first time can use our product, the Omni One, with their existing Quest headset and game. So it immediately expands our addressable market by those millions of Quest users who can now buy our product. So it's just another great driver for our growth going forward. And very soon we'll have an announcement here around our Made for Meta partnership. And on the gaming side, it's a gaming system, but it's also good for your health. You're burning calories while gaming. You're getting your kids off the couch. And one of our users reported losing 40 pounds in 4 months using our product. So it's a great way to stay fit while you game. If you like gaming and you'd like to be more fit, but you don't like to exercise, this is the product for you. And so that's very appealing to a lot of our customers. And we work with all the big game studios on the gaming side. So for consumers, it's a direct-to-consumer DTC model. There's an upfront purchase of the system. Pricing is anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500, that kind of range. So not for everybody, but it's the price of a gaming PC. It's the price of high-end exercise equipment. With a firm, it becomes a monthly payment, buy now, pay later, about $100 a month. So it's accessible to a lot of people. And we target a 40% gross margin on that upfront purchase price. And then we make recurring revenues from software, from selling games on our store, and from monthly subscription. We call it Omni Online, to play online games with your friends. Similar to Xbox Live for Xbox or PS Plus for PlayStation. It's that kind of model that we have as well. So it's upfront hardware plus recurring revenues from software. And that makes for a nice business model. And the marketing to consumers, to the gamers, is primarily through paid social, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We have an influencer program where we work with all the big gaming YouTubers, streamers, personalities, content creators. And then we also have an affiliate program, and we're at events, we do demos, and we do PR, but that's how we reach our customers on the consumer side. So the consumer market for us, that's our fastest growing segment. We reported strong growth. Our latest earnings, we reported 60% year-over-year growth, new sales in December in the holiday season. So we're going to continue to accelerate our growth there, particularly thanks to the Meta collaboration. On the enterprise side, we use AI, as I mentioned, to quickly create these virtual replicas, photorealistic virtual replicas of real-world locations. It's very useful for industrial training, safety training, and whatnot. So I'm gonna share one more video here. Allow me to pull up my video again, and I'm gonna share you a quick video of how we use AI to create virtual worlds from camera footage, 360-degree camera footage, because this is quite revolutionary.
AI-powered techniques like Gaussian splatting, we can now quickly make high-fidelity digital twins of the real world using, for example, drone footage.
It's 1 p.m. We're here at a training center in Austin, Texas. We're going to be capturing a scan with our 360-degree LiDAR scanner attached to this drone. All right, it's 1:30 now. We got the data that we need. It took about 20 minutes to capture. Now let's load it onto the computer. It's 3 p.m. We're back at the office. The environment is ready. From start to finish, this whole process took about 2 hours.
Think about applications like virtual tourism, industrial training, or mission planning and rehearsal for defense and law enforcement.
I hope that came through all right in the sound as well, but what that basically showed was how now within a time span of just a few hours, we can create just a beautiful virtual world. And then using our technology, the Omni, you can then walk around inside that world as if you're really there. And so it truly delivers on the full promise of virtual reality, that we can make these worlds quickly. And this used to be the biggest time constraint in the past, is to make these virtual environments used to be very time consuming, very expensive. Now within hours, we can create those worlds. And then with the Omni, you can then walk around inside those worlds as if you're really there, which is groundbreaking. By the way, another fun application on the enterprise side, on our enterprise business, is embodied AI, where the University of Central Florida used our technology, our Omni treadmill, to teleoperate a humanoid robot teleoperation. Another use case of our technology on the enterprise side. We have some medical applications as well that we're working on. For example, autism treatment with kids. If you look at our latest press releases, you'll see some examples of enterprise applications for our technology. But then our big market, other than consumer, is a defense market. And if you think about defense simulation, traditionally it's been using these big screens, very expensive, very limited. More recently, the military has been using VR, kind of free roam VR, where you can walk around in a limited area with a VR headset on. Still very limiting, right? You have a limited space. You can only do it with a few people. Whereas with our technology now, we can put 12 or so Omnis together in one room, and then 12 warfighters can maneuver together in a virtual world without any boundaries, without hitting anything. They can just roam endlessly in a virtual environment thanks to the Omni. And so we have some great momentum in that space. We made some major announcements recently. We were selected on a project to be the lead on a project with U.S. Marine Corps. We signed a development agreement with the U.S. Navy. We made sales to the U.S. Army. And we also just got awarded Phase 1 cyber funding by the U.S. Air Force for a virtual terrain walk system. So just a few examples here. We were selected to be the lead integrator on the development of a VR infantry trainer for the U.S. Marines. Basically, 4 Marines, a fire team on 4 Omnis will maneuver together in the virtual world to train, to practice their battle drills together virtually. So that's a big project for us. And then with the Air Force, we got this cyber award for a virtual terrain walk system for mission planning, where we use AI, that AI technique, to very quickly create a mission area for the warfighter. And then the warfighters and the commanders can walk around inside that mission area as if they're really there. Walk the terrain before you fight on it. You explore the battlefield before you put boots on the ground. So I'm going to show yet one more video of specifically this virtual terrain walk system, which is quite revolutionary, and to show you what that is.
You've never been able to do anything like this before. Field to training within hours in real environments.
Mission planning, mission rehearsal, training applications.
It's immersive, that you can actually move in, testing the limits of your stamina.
You're running, kneeling, jumping, you're collaborating with everybody else in your unit.
They can really get in there and they can really understand what the lay of the land looks like.
Everybody walks away safe.
It really did feel like I was there and I was walking through that field. It was very, very cool and a good little workout.
Not very often do you see a revolution in military technology. The Virtuix Virtual Terrain Walk is that revolution. The VTW allows warfighters to walk the terrain before they have to fight on it. It starts with a drone capture. Once we create that virtual environment, we can enter into the Omni treadmills, and they can be either local or distributed across the country. We can all meet in a session to make sure that we can safely accomplish our mission. One of the key aspects of the virtual terrain walk is its commercial off-the-shelf. The Omni One is a very small, compact system. You can have it set up in minutes and have it deployed to the point of need.
On the modern battlefield, I don't have the luxury of bringing folks together. So the fact that I can do a distributed rehearsal, but get that very tactile feel, I think it's revolutionary.
With the VTW, warfighters are able to get a sense of terrain awareness that they will not be able to get any other way.
I see this as a valuable training, leader development, and mission rehearsal tool. I think it's incredibly powerful to account for the time and space considerations and see how we would respond based on changes in the environment and iterate through the scenarios as I want to change variables. I can take the adjustments to the plan, feed those back as a digital output straight into my common operating picture, eliminate the potential for error, and create that feedback loop to my plan and my understanding.
I can use the VTW to actually adjust operational plans that are being executed by our warfighters. The virtual terrain walk is unique in the industry to provide this capability. This is something that the Department of Defense doesn't need to spend 15 years developing, and I'm pretty excited about this. Being able to get technology in hands of warfighters now is something that is absolutely critical to maintain our technological advantage. The Omni is also a great way to keep our warfighters active and fit. Several of our customers burn 300, 400, and 500 calories an hour, maintaining health and fitness in a fun and engaging way. Walking the terrain and getting that timing is an absolute critical aspect that today is only done when you're under fire. With the virtual terrain walk, you can do that before the first round is fired. It's a game changer.
All right, I hope that that came through all right. And so that's a virtual terrain walk system, which, if you think about it, the military has, they have simulators for aircraft. They have simulators for vehicles, tanks, but they don't have simulators for ground troops or infantry until today. Now, with thanks to our technology, infantry, ground troops can train, can partake in simulations, and familiarize themselves with the battlefield before we put boots on the ground. And that's really revolutionary. It's a revolutionary capability that the military has not had yet until now. Think about the market size for us for both our our VTW system and also, for example, the Marine Corps training project. VTW, this kind of simulation system, typically goes for $500,000 to $1 million, plus a 5-year contract with ongoing software licensing, maintenance contracts. The U.S. Army alone has 117 battalions that could use a system like this. So that gives you an idea of just the market size. That's just the Army. Then we have all the other 4 branches of the U.S. military. Then we have Allied Forces, NATO. And if you think about it, same with the Marine Corps project, that kind of trainer, the VR infantry trainer I talked about, $500,000 to $1 million per system. If that gets greenlit, that will be rolled out to potentially 20 training centers nationwide. So again, that's the type of the contracts we're pursuing with the U.S. military. So think about, I'm going to skip this, we're running out of time. If we think about our strategy here, it's high volume consumer. The big catalyst there is our Made for Meta program and what we're going to announce there. And then our high-value defense business, high-margin defense business, 5-year contracts, long-term recurring revenues, but a lower volume but high value. And that's kind of our dual-use growth strategy for us, Virtuix as a company, that we believe will create long-lasting value to our shareholders. So the bottom line is we are ready to scale. We're well capitalized. We're ready to take the company to the next level, both on the consumer side and on the defense side and enterprise as well. And we invite everyone to follow our journey, follow our story. You can go to invest.virtuix.com, sign up for our newsletters, for our press releases, and we hope to welcome you as an investor on our exciting journey ahead. Thank you for that. With that, I'll open it up for questions, Tim.
Yeah, we got a couple questions here. So where do you expect Virtuix to be in 5 years? Is it going to be a gaming company, a defense company, or a broader spatial computing platform? Or how do you see it unfold over the next 5 years?
Yeah, I think a broader spatial computing platform. We definitely have a lot of applications. Right now, we're very focused on consumer, which is where we have a lot of growth, and defense, which is just such a big opportunity and a natural fit for our technology. But in parallel, we're pursuing, without getting distracted, but we're having some other major projects on the enterprise space as well, including medical. We have a few announcements recently around our technology being used for autism treatment and neurodivergent therapies and autism therapies for children. Could be another big market for our technology. We're working on a big safety training project for one of the world's largest companies. Could be another big market for us. So we're very focused right now. We can't do everything, and we're focused on the defense and the consumer markets. But in parallel, we do see other markets develop longer term, and the sky's the limit. Another thing we announced on the defense side is M&A, how we're going to start making some acquisitions in the space to really accelerate our growth in that space, but also with the vision of building out a real consortium around the theme of immersive training in the defense space, and not just growing there organically, but also inorganically building a big company in that space. So we have a big vision for the future, and as I mentioned, we have an exciting journey ahead.
That's exciting. Second question, how long is the typical procurement cycle from pilot program to deployment on the defense side?
Yeah, it's fairly long, but it kind of depends on what contracts and certain contract vehicles are available today, and it can go quicker. Also, sometimes you can take advantage of money that's about to expire, if you will, that certain departments are about to lose, and then they want to use that money. It could be a few $1 million that's available for them to spend right away. But to become what is called a program of record, where you really become a $50-100 million program, where your technology gets rolled out to every base in the Marine Corps, every base in the U.S. Army, that's longer. That could take 2 or 3 years. So as we pursue those bigger programs, in the meantime, there's already other things we can do and other awards we can win, as we have.
Very good. And what gross margin level should investors expect when you get to scale, when you're scaled up? What are your margins going to be, do you think?
Yeah. I mean, our target gross margin on our hardware on the consumer side is about 40% on that upfront sale. If you look at our enterprise systems, it's as high as 70%. Military with software licensing and everything else, also high margin. So our gross margins have been improving in our latest earnings calls. I think most recently at 29%, and so we're trying to push it up to the 30 to 40% range on our hardware. Okay.
And at what annual revenue level do you expect to reach EBITDA break even?
Yeah, we're not profitable yet. We're investing heavily in our growth. We are growing quickly, so we feel like it's important to keep growing and get to scale as we are doing. And so, I think once those big government contracts start to kick in, that's really where our profitability image starts to turn, and that's really where we aim to become a profitable enterprise is when those government contracts start to roll in.
Right. That's all the questions we have. Thank you so much for presenting today, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.